Hi, let me show you what we do here at DragonsArm. It's something we're very proud of. A few words below our name here, it says inspired, valued and highly productive teams. We create those teams. This is something that drives us daily. So let me start off with a question for you. Out of your teams that you have in your organisation, do any of these things cause you pain? For example, low morale, meaning staff turnover, absenteeism, arguments, all those sort of things that are happening around there. Low productivity and low quality of the things that are produced. How about projects running late all the time? Or the big thing is the continuous blame game that goes on. We help those teams. We take a look at what's being done. I mean, we've seen teams go from hating coming to work on Mondays, perhaps coming in and putting on their earphones in order to do their work and go home again. They're task-based, they don't speak really, they're not really teams, those sort of things. Inside 3 months, those same teams are going home to tell their family and friends what fabulous things they do at work. They can't wait for Monday morning to join the best team in the world. That's the change that we can take them through. Let's take a look at what we can do here. We do that through 3 foundation principles, and I'll go through them each in part. The first one is everyone gets the same view. The second is Melbourne is a city, not a brochure. And the third is this isn't Tomb Raider. Let's take a look at what this means. Everyone gets the same view. That means that we talk to the teams and ensure that they get the same understanding of what we're talking about. In some of the teams that we see, or some of the words that we're using every day in business, like value, like customer, all those sort of things, they are perhaps negatively impact on what another person is thinking. In other words, 2 people in the same team can think you're talking something totally different and be sure of it. And they will describe that word in very different terms than everybody else. So first of all, let's get everybody onto the same page. Give them the same view to be able to talk to them. Second, Melbourne is a city, not a brochure. Now, I really mean that because I love Melbourne, but I can't understand Melbourne from a brochure. I've got to go there and experience it. Melbourne is an experience, it's not a city. The best coffee in the world, the best food, all these little lanes, everything else, it's fabulous. But it's the experience, not the reading of it. And this is what we do here. We come from various backgrounds with different teams. I myself have worked for over 28 years on corporate change with a huge number of different organizations in different cities and different countries right around the world, and different types of teams, both internal teams and teams that are spread around the world. And we have that experience. So what we do is we bring that experience in and talk about that with the teams and how decisions are made in certain ways that we can use that experience in order to know what to do next. The next thing is this isn't Tomb Raider. This is your organisation. Have you ever felt that you are almost at the stage where you don't know what to do next, what stone to step on, because that stone's going to disappear and suddenly there's a big hole underneath you? This isn't Tomb Raider, this is your teams, this is your work, this is your organisation. Going in and talking to your teams to allow them to know not only what stones to stand on, but what will happen if they stand on the wrong stone. And it's not a problem. They can understand that. They can now go ahead with some assurity that they not only know what to do, but what to do if it all goes wrong as well, to bring it back on track. It's a very inspiring thing to do, to go through to teams, to give them that confidence to be able to take it forward. And we use the experiences of all the other teams we've worked with right around the world to be able to say, this is what this team did in this situation. This is what that team did in this situation, and here's how it worked out. Now, a couple of endorsements. I will give you the full names if you want to talk to me directly. Now, Chris is a government CIO. Steve gave the teams new insights that enable them to explore new ways of working. Now, and that's in a government CIO. Now, I don't know how many of you are in government, but just think of it this way. To be able to change a team in government to think something different is massive. That endorsement says an awful lot. How about this one from Peter fabulous. Steve was one of the most engaging and professional facilitators I've yet seen. Thank you, Peter. That was tremendous. And Charlie came up with one that we were after, and that exceeded my expectations. The whole team would want to use this. Now, that's exactly the type of feedback that we're after. Okay, so what actually happens? First of all, they gain knowledge from one of the most experienced trainers and speakers in the industry. In 2019 alone, I've worked with teams in 7 countries and 13 different cities. So I am experienced. I can bring that experience through. I learn as much when I go and talk to teams as that is I'm trying to teach them. It's a wonderful situation where every team is different, but you can take those experience through to a team and say, what would you do in this situation, and talk it through. Attendees gain from 28 years of working with multiple teams in multiple countries on organizational change. And I show team how others gained value and made decisions. I don't just teach the curriculum. I go and use real life experiences from dozens of teams where I was actually directly involved. This isn't third hand or fourth hand thing or something I've read in a book. It is where I was directly involved with that. There is other areas I can also be available. Give me a talk, dragonsarm.com. You can go in there. You can even sign up to be able to talk to me on a day or a time that suits you best, or just simply go to the contact page and give me a call or send me an email.